What if one day the whole world calls you a criminal, but Allah knows you're innocent? What if the police arrest you? The media destroys your name. Your neighbors call you a terrorist. Would you still trust Allah? This is the shocking true-style story of Riku, a Japanese man who found Islam, and then found the hardest test of his life. The accused Muslim. How patience saved a man in Japan. Riku Tanaka had always been quiet. The noise of Tokyo, the rush of trains, the sea of strangers, none of it ever felt like it belonged to him. He was born in a city of millions, yet loneliness sat with him every night like an old friend. He had a good job as a cybersecurity technician, an orderly apartment in Saitama, and the kind of life people said should be enough. But his heart always questioned, why am I alive? Who is seeing my pain? Who is giving me this life? His questions had no home, until the day he saw a man praying under a bridge near Asakusa. It was raining, the ground wet, and yet the man bowed his head in complete peace. Riku watched, confused. When the man finished, Riku approached. The man smiled warmly, and that smile would change everything. He told him about Islam, about Allah, about purpose. Riku felt fire awaken inside him. For the first time, his soul recognized truth. After weeks of learning, he said the Shahada quietly in his room. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. His tears kissed the prayer mat. He felt seen, loved, guided. But guidance often comes with tests. At work, he kept his new faith private, afraid of judgment. But one colleague noticed he stopped eating pork and took short quiet breaks. Whispers started. Is becoming one of them, a manager muttered. Riku didn't want trouble, so he stayed patient, silent, focused on prayer and work. One Thursday evening, everything changed. A high-profile cyber attack hit a government network, a serious national case. Investigations began. Fingerprints, IP logs, access credentials, everything pointed to one name. Riku Tanaka. His world froze when the police burst into his apartment. They cuffed him harshly, ignoring his pleas. Neighbors filmed, murmuring. He converted to that religion recently. No wonder. He looks dangerous. Their eyes stabbed deeper than the handcuffs. At the station, officers interrogated him for hours. Why did you do it? Who are your Muslim contacts? You did this for some extremist group? Riku broke inside, but he refused to break in faith. I did nothing, he repeated calmly. Allah knows. His patience angered them. They wanted fear, panic, confession. Instead, they found strength. Days turned into a nightmare. News outlets splashed his name. New Muslim linked to cyber terror. His face became the symbol of a crime he didn't commit. He prayed in the cold cell, alone but never alone. Ya Allah, give me patience. You see what they do to me. Every sujud was a surrender and a shield. But trials sharpened faith. The longer he stayed locked up, the louder the whispers of doubt. Why did Allah let this happen? Why me? He remembered a verse he once read. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. Quran 8:46. The tears came again, this time not of fear, but of connection. Police continued searching for proof, convinced he was the tool of criminals. But unbeknownst to them, the real hacker, hiding behind layers of disguises, watched TV with amusement, sipping coffee in a luxurious penthouse in Shinjuku. The media did his job for him. Riku was blamed, so he was safe. For now, Riku's lawyer gave up. They want a scapegoat, he sighed. You can either confess to a minor role and be released, or fight forever in court. But how could he admit to a lie? His heart whispered, sabr, patience. One night, in that cold cell, something miraculous happened. A new officer, Sergeant Haruki, entered quietly. He looked at Riku not with hatred, but curiosity. Why are you so calm? He asked. Because Allah is with me, Riku replied softly. Allah. Haruki repeated, confused. For the first time, someone listened. Riku explained to Wakal, trusting the Creator even when the world turns dark. Haruki's eyes softened. Your faith, it's beautiful, he whispered. Days later, Haruki reviewed the logs himself. He found something the cybersecurity department missed. Someone framed Riku using his stolen credentials. He rushed to report it, but higher officials shut him down. We can't change the story now. Media already has it. Case closed. Haruki's anger burned. An innocent man will go to prison. That's not our concern, his superior snapped. That night, Haruki made a choice that could cost his job or his life. He secretly contacted an independent security researcher who dug deeper and traced the real hacker, a wealthy insider with government ties. The truth unraveled like lightning. Before dawn, officers stormed the hacker's penthouse. Screens flickered, data decrypted, evidence undeniable. The real criminal was caught red-handed. On the morning of Riku's bail hearing, the courtroom was filled with doubters. Reporters sharpened their headlines. His lawyer had already prepared for the worst. Then Haruki walked in, holding the truth. The judge read the findings aloud. Gasps filled the room. The accused, Riku Tanaka, is innocent. Reporters dropped cameras. Officers looked away in shame. The neighbors who once pointed fingers now lowered their heads. But Riku didn't smile. He just whispered, Alhamdulillah. All praise is for Allah, always. Media tried to repair the damage with new headlines. Japanese Muslim hero wrongfully accused. But scars remained. His apartment vandalized. His job terminated. His reputation shaken. He stepped out with a simple bag. No place to go. Then Haruki approached. Your patience saved you, he said. No, Riku corrected gently. Allah saved me. Haruki hesitated, then asked, Can you teach me about your faith? Riku's eyes widened. From accusation came dua. From injustice came enlightenment. This was Allah's plan all along. Weeks passed. Riku got a new job at a halal cafe run by a kind Turkish brother. He volunteered at the masjid every evening. People came to him for advice. His story moved hearts. Haruki visited often. He learned about the Quran, the Prophet, and prayer. Every doubt dissolved with every truth he heard. One quiet night, under cherry blossom trees, Haruki stood beside Riku. I've seen injustice, he said. I've seen patience. I want the God who stood with you. Riku smiled, guiding him through the Shahida. And another servant returned to Allah. Years later, Riku became known as the Muslim who turned injustice into guidance. He lectured in universities, reminding others, when the world calls you guilty, Allah calls you innocent. When people abandon you, angels surround you. Hold on to patience, because Allah never leaves the believers. His trial was painful. His tears were real. But every hardship carved a new blessing. Because patience isn't waiting quietly. Patience is believing that every closed door hides Allah's better plan. And Allah's plan for Riku? Honor, peace, guidance for others. He entered prison alone. He walked out with a brother in faith. His story became a beacon in Japan. Proof that Islam is light in the darkest places. And whenever someone asked how he endured, Riku would smile and say, Sabr, Allah was enough. My dear brothers and sisters, if you're being tested, if people accuse you, betray you, mock you, remember this. Allah never leaves those who hold on to Him. Your patience today is your victory tomorrow. If this story reminded you of Allah's mercy, then share it. Someone out there needs hope tonight. Subscribe to Deen a Minute for more stories that bring hearts back to Allah.